yummy.
We've had them for like 20 minutes.
Your third one?
The whole box.
Proceed to the root.
Proceed to the root.
Welcome back to Simply Home and Harvest. Well, you can see that we have a project underway today. My mom just left. She'll be coming back here in a little bit, but she's been here helping me this morning. We've been processing some apples, getting them peeled, getting them cored, getting them sliced, and I don't know how far we'll get today, but I thought I'd bring you along. We are planning to make applesauce, apple butter. I'm thinking on what I want to do with the apple peelings this year. I think we might be able to process most of these today. Now, this is the bag of apples that we picked for applesauce and apple butter. So these are wine sap and Arkansas black mostly. We went to an apple orchard this weekend. I didn't get a lot of footage of that just because I was enjoying that time with my family. I might add a few pictures in of what we got. But this bag, especially, I knew I wanted to have as our project apples. And then we purchased another bag of eating apples. I might use these for pies, but this is Evercrisp and some Golden Delicious. There might be another variety in that bag, but I may have to show you at the end. I went to set the bag here and it split on me and apples started rolling all over the kitchen. So I need to go ahead and do something with these apples before they start to go bad. This one I noticed this morning was a little mushy. I did promise my mom that I wouldn't go too much further without her. She was in charge of this job before she left, using the apple peeler core slicer, and she was going on and on about how she wished she had this tool years and years ago when they processed apples. But last year I used this, and I don't know if you remember that. If you go back and watch that video, I didn't have a handle on this, and so I was doing the best I could trying to rig up stuff to use this. Well, one of you found me another apple peeler core slicer. It was a Pampered Chef one, and you found it at a thrift store and gave it to me, and we tried to use it this morning. It had a nice handle on it, but this part of it that pushes the apple through was broken. So we were able, though, to take the handle off that one and put it on this one. So it was still a win, and now this one is back in business, and I couldn't be happier. So that really does help make our job a whole lot easier, and she was enjoying that. So I'm going to probably do some other things, wait on her, find the recipes. I did put some lemon juice on our apples so they won't get too brown, and we'll let her have the fun of doing that job when she gets back. So we are going to be making a very, very simple homemade applesauce recipe today. I have going 2 batches here on the stove. Now you saw that we already got our apples peeled, cored, and chopped, and I've got them in 2 different stock pots. I have filled up each one with about 1.5 cups of water to cover the bottom, and then 16 cups of apples are in each stock pot. And I'm just going ahead and putting these over just a medium heat. I'm going to go ahead and cook them until they are soft. And then once they get soft, I'm going to remove them from the heat and add in our ingredients. And y'all, such simple ingredients. I just add in 3 more ingredients to our apples and water. And like I said, it's easy. Anyone can make this recipe. Delicious use for your apples. Now, all the apple peels, cores that you saw on our counter, I divided those up. I gave part of them to our chickens. Now, they can't have the cores and the seeds, but the other half of that I am keeping, and we're going to make some apple cider vinegar again. We made that last year, and we've been using that this year and loving having that. So we're going to do that again this year. So what you're seeing right now is I'm adding in our ingredients. I pulled these off the heat, and now we're adding 1/2 to 1 cup of sugar in each pot of apples there. Next, we're going to add in 1 tablespoon of cinnamon to each of our batches. And then we're going to finish that off with 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Next, I'm going to stir each one of these, and then I'm going to return them to a heat. And you want to bring this to a steady simmer and just keep an eye on it and stir frequently, because you would not want all these apples that you worked so hard on peeling and coring and chopping to burn and stick to your pots. So make sure that you do stir those frequently, and this process takes probably about 30 minutes or so. Now that our apples are cooked down, and you can see those apples do reduce quite a bit in the pot, you're going to want to maybe take an immersion blender. That's what I did here. You could also take a hand mixer probably, or you could even maybe take a masher and just mash your apples down, get them to that consistency that you like. Some people like their applesauce on the chunky side. Some people like it more smooth. So that's just a personal preference. You do it how you like it. We like it somewhere in between. As always, I'll make sure to type out the recipe and leave it for you in the description box below. We did only get about 4 quarts of applesauce out of this batch. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but the quart jars are the larger ones. So if you want to use a pint jar or even half pint jars, you could stretch your applesauce a little bit further as far as the shelf life. But we like to have it this way. We've been enjoying it. It's so delicious. This is more of a cinnamon applesauce. And I was able to send my mom home with some. So just a great day. We really enjoyed our time together. And I feel like we got a lot accomplished. And we will be using those apple peels and making the apple cider vinegar in an upcoming video. Also, we've got apple butter coming up and some other neat things that we're using our apples for this fall. So make sure that you stick around for that. So that's all I have for you today, but there will be a lot more coming soon. So until then, remember to live simply, use what you have, enjoy the moments you've been given, and I will see you all in the next one.